ceremony. We would like you to direct your attention to the basketball court as we introduce our royalty candidates. First, we have King and Queen candidates, Mariana Toms and Kai Bennett. Kai is the son of Mike and Marlene Bennett. Mariana is the daughter of Lynn and Scott Toms. Next we have King and Queen candidates Charlie Marshall and Abby Chambers. Charlie is the son of Carrie and Garrett Marshall, and Abby is the daughter of Laura and Charles Chambers. Next we have King and Queen candidates Jackson Renfro and Jocelyn Renfro. Jackson and Jocelyn are the son and daughter of Amanda and Tony Renfro. Next we have King and Queen candidates Jackson Branstetter and Grace Tony. Jackson is the son of Sean and Heather Branstetter, and Grace is the daughter of Jill and David Tony. Next we have King and Queen candidates Leighton Breyer and Madeline Belcher. Leighton is the son of Ryle and Teresa Breyer. Madeline is the daughter of Kathleen and Daniel Belcher. Finally, we have King and Queen candidates Ella Lawrence, Nico Cook, and Natalie Hill. Ella is the daughter of Mike and Melanie Lawrence. Nico is the son of Pam and Charlie Cook. And Natalie is the daughter of Aaron and Jennifer Hill. Our last King candidate, Jack Carbajal, is unable to join us tonight. Next we have our top 3 2023 LHS court-warming King and Queen candidates. The top 3 King and Queen candidates were announced during our PEP assembly this afternoon. First we have Andrew Hand and Grace Fisher. Andrew is the son of Christopher and Ashley Hand. He's involved in theater as well as a member of the speech and debate team. His plans after high school are to attend a 4-year university and major in fine arts, musical theater, with the hope of performing professionally around the United States. Grace is the daughter of Hadley and Brooke Fisher. She is involved in theater, choir, and a member of the speech and debate team. Her plans after high school are to attend a 4-year university to earn a bachelor in fine arts and musical theater. Everyone, Andrew Hand and Grace Fisher. Next, let us introduce Emma Murphy, Calvin Wager, and Katie Van Houten. Emma is the daughter of Anna and Mike Murphy. She's a member of the girls' varsity tennis team and LHS band. Her plans after high school are to attend Central College in Pella, Iowa. She will continue her tennis career while majoring in education. Calvin is the son of Sue and Doug Wager. He is a member of the student council and boys swim and dive team. His plans for after high school are to become a musician or television actor. Kaden is the daughter of Brian Van Houten and Amber Steinbeck. She's a varsity track athlete, a member of National Honor Society, and a Network 53 intern with EXOS Physical Therapy. Her plans after high school are to attend a 4-year university to earn a degree in exercise science, pre-physical therapy with a minor in business. She'd like to continue running in college as well. Everyone, Emma Murphy, Calvin Wager, and Katie Van Houten. Our final top 3 team candidate is Sam Bruceman. Sam is unable to join us tonight, but wishes all teams and his fellow candidates good luck tonight. Every year we welcome back the previous year's royalty. Please give a warm Blue Jay welcome to Ms. Allie Marshall, our 2022 court-warming queen. Our 2022 court-warming king, Bennett Sturts, was unable to attend this year. And now for the moment we've been waiting for. Your 2023 Liberty High School court-warming king and queen are Calvin Wager,
like after I heard like top 3, I wanted Emma. Dude, I have to go find a place to stay in this session. I have no like. Okay, let's go.
Okay. Hello and welcome to the field house of Liberty High School. I'm Charlie Marshall, joined alongside my partner, Brooks Babcock. And tonight we are in for a good show as the 8-4 Park Hill South Panthers come into town to face off against the 5-7 Liberty Blue Jays. For Park Hill South, they are 2-2 in conference play, Brooks, but coming off back-to-back losses to Staley and Park Hill. Meanwhile, Liberty 2-1 in conference play and winners in 2 of their last 3.
Yeah, Charlie, they've finally started finding their rhythm here in the second half of the season, and we've seen a lot of leads choked, and
earlier in the year, Liberty and Park Hill South played each other. What exactly happened in that game?
Yeah, they were tied at halftime here against Park Hill, but in the second half they went ahead and choked, like a common theme we've seen through the season. But they've gotten better. They found a rhythm over the second half of the season, and hopefully they can keep that going tonight.
Yeah, Brooks, I definitely agree. I think Liberty has gotten a lot better throughout the season. Can you tell me exactly why? What have we seen change in Liberty's play style, or what exactly has happened to the reason why Liberty's gotten so much better throughout the season?
Yeah, I think they're feeding the hot hand, and one of those hot hands have been Zach Aganovich. He's been an absolute monster in the paint. And then also, we've been hitting a lot more threes. Braden Crott being one of our main three-point shooters. He had a good game a few weeks ago where he went 6 for 6 from the arc, and he's just been electric. So we've been switching up the players a lot more, and that's really been helping our offense.
Yeah, I think Liberty has found their star players throughout the year, this year especially, with as the season progresses. Sometimes when teams start the year, they know who's going to be their guys, and I think for Liberty, everyone knew Kai Bennett was going to have to be a big-time player for Liberty this year. And he's been a big-time player, but there have been other players to step up, which has been absolutely crucial to Liberty. Because at the beginning of the year, I think it was a little too much of let's rely on our big senior, let's see what else we can do. No one really knew who was going to be the people, who's going to be those dudes to step up. And now we're heading in, to Game 10, Game 11, and we're finally starting to see other players on Liberty's team step up and kind of develop into that score and those leaders on the court.
Yeah, after losing so many seniors last year, it's hard to find a rhythm so early in the season. But now that we're progressing, you've seen those guys become hot. Adam Fuller being announced right now. He's one of those guys, Zach Aganovich, and our sophomore, Kale Mortimer, who we're going to have for the next couple years, and he's going to get better. I'm really excited for the future of this Blue Jays program, and I'm excited to see what they can do tonight.
Yeah, I think Liberty is headed in a very good direction. A lot of people thought this might be a really big struggle year, Brooks. People weren't so sure exactly what to think. Losing your entire roster almost, keeping one player, and it wasn't even a starter, it was a 6-man player in Kai Bennett on last year's, best team or one of the better teams in the state team squads. But now we're heading on. You're going to take a look at the court. We're about to go to the tip-off. But just a lot of new faces for the Blue Jays, and finally the people in the stands, the people in the student section, and even themselves in the locker room are starting to all get familiar with each other, and I think it's really helped, and that's a big reason why they're really starting to gel and play extremely good basketball.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see what the Blue Jays can do tonight. And here goes tip-off. Park Hill starts with Blue Jays start with the ball as it's tipped out of bounds.
So the Jays are going to get the first real official possession in this game. And it's going to almost result in a turnover. But instead, it gets tipped, and the Jays keep the ball. Mortimer on the inbound. We haven't seen Cam Mortimer inbound the ball too much this year. It's mainly been a lot of Kai Bennett, a lot of the better passers. A nice little step back fadeaway from Cale Mortimer right there. And Brooks, now we're at this point in the season, we can officially say that Cale Mortimer is the best shooter on this team.
Oh, for sure. He can make it anywhere. Mid-range, as we just saw, behind the arc, in the paint, it doesn't matter. Cale Mortimer will score.
That's going to be a foul on the Jays. It's going to be 2 free throws for Park Hill South. Mortimer was the player who drew the foul. He kept his hands up, but Brooks, why was that one called a foul? Was there a jump or was the...
I didn't really see much. It was kind of soft, but...
A little body contact or something.
Body contact, yeah.
First free throw is no good from Colby Kudrowski. We haven't talked a lot about the Park Hill South team to open it up, but Park Hill South has some really good scores. Kudrowski is one of them, as he's averaging over double-digit points a game, right around the 10.5-point mark. Gets his second free throw to fall, so goes 1 for 2 from the line. Park Hill South already in a full-court press, and it almost results in some turnovers, but the Jays are definitely feeling it. So they get it ahead to Cale, who finds Adam Fuller in the corner, who gets it to fall. Adam Fuller for 3 points.
Adam Fuller has been electric recently, and we see that carrying on into this game. A great pass from Zach Aganovich, and just the movement of the ball helped that score and getting it to the corner. Great movement by the Blue Jays.
Something you don't get credit for in the stat book, the pass to assist. Aganovich got it up the court and gave Cale Mortimer the wide open pass to Fuller, who then had an easy 3-pointer. And I just mentioned how good of a shooter Mortimer is, but let's not forget about Adam Fuller over here. He's shot less than Cale Mortimer, so his numbers aren't quite as good, but he can definitely stroke it from anywhere on the court. Park Hill South with the shot, no good. That's Mike Collins. He doesn't shoot a ton. But Collins, more one of Park Hill South's big men. He does a lot of the rebounding for the squad, and you can see right now he's down on in the perimeter on Aganovich under the basket. It's Bennett finding Mortimer for 3 points, and he gets it to fall. Talk about a hot start.
Wow.
Liberty.
Yeah, the Blue Jays want to come out here hot against a pretty good Blue Springs Park Hill South men's team, and it looks like they're following that plan pretty well.
Yeah, absolutely. The Jays, we've seen a lot of cold nights and a lot of hot nights. When they're hot, they're really hard to beat. A nice bucket there from Damon Stacker.
Yeah, when Cale Mortimer gets rolling, this Blue Jays team is really, really hard to beat.
A lot of confusion down there, but the Jays will retain possession.
Blue Jays get possession. Benagi will inbound it to Mortimer. Set up a play here. Take your time.
Yeah, the Jays with a hot start in this one, up 8-5 early on with still 5 minutes left in the third. Now it's Bennett going to the rack, but he can't get it to fall. But he gets his own rebound, dishes it to Aganovich, who gets fouled extremely hard, and he's going to get 2 free throws at the line.
Bennett with a no-look pass to Aganovich. I don't think Aganovich was really ready for it, but he goes to the line, and hopefully he can put two in.
Aganovich on the air started out really slow, shooting 40%. He's got that percentage up to 70. I remember in the Ray Peck game that you, Brooks, you and me did, Aganovich, we mentioned how he struggled from the free throw line, and then he went on to go 7 for 7 from the stripe.
Yeah, he's really changed the season around for the Blue Jays. He's definitely one of their hottest players right now, easily. In the paint, from the line. He's really flipped around his season and the Blue Jays season. Aganovich with his second is in.
2 for 2 from the line. 10-3. Jays off to a really, really good start here in the field house of Liberty, Missouri. Park Hill South trying to get some good ball movement. It's going to be Collins, who has a nice step back, but an obvious travel as he planted and then took his 2 steps. Not allowed. Adam Fuller from downtown off the mark. Going to take a quick look here at the Jays starting lineup. It's been the same for most of the year as Edric Banagi puts in the layup. But Mortimer at the point, and that's a quick timeout for Park Hill South. But Brooks, let's take a quick look in this timeout at the starting lineup. So the Jays, at the 1, you have Mortimer, who's been, like we said, the best shooter on the team, but he's also been a really undervalued ball handler. He's the one when the Jays are facing a press, which you've already seen from Park Hill South tonight. He's been the one to take the ball up the court.
Yeah, he's electric coming down in the paint. You know, he's not the biggest guy out there, but he's quick. He can pass the ball really well. Well, I think that's one of his most underrated points, in my opinion. Charlie, what do you think?
No, I definitely agree. And right before that one disappeared, you saw Kai Bennett at the 3 spot, and we already highlighted him a little bit, but he's been a huge factor in this year's team, and he's really stepped it up recently. He started out a little slow offensively. He was still doing his usual dirty work in terms of his rebounds and his passing and his diving on the court, but scoring the ball was a little struggle at first. But right now, he's been good, and in his last couple of games, he's really put the ball in the bucket, averaging 13 points in the last 4 games.
Yeah, I think it takes some time to work into the system, especially as a sophomore. You got years to come, so working into it slow is okay.
Collins in the corner. No good. Damon Stacker could not get that one to fall. It's the second time we've seen him hoist up and miss tonight. The Jays are trying to get it inside. Instead, they find Bennett in the corner, who drives it, hits Banagi on the perimeter. Shot was just off.
Bennett with a great pass there, but Banagi just couldn't bring it in.
Now it's Kudrowski on the other end, going right up and over Zach Aganovich.
Yep.
One player that I'm surprised tonight hasn't shot the ball is their number 1, their leading scorer, Jahmai Crosby. Crosby for Park Hill South, averaging the most points per game on this team, over 16 points a game. As now it's Fuller from deep. He wanted his second one, but couldn't get it. Let's see if the Panthers can get Crosby on the offense here, and they can't. And instead they call a block. Oh, no.
Oh, my.
Brooks, was he set?
No.
No set. Banagi thought he was, but he couldn't quite get his feet down. And the block is called on Edric Banagi and sends Mike Collins to the free throw line. But one thing I was saying about how I was surprised that Jahmai Crosby has not attempted any shots today. He leads the team in points, but he also leads the team in shots attempted. I mean, he's attempted 50 more shots on the year than their second shot attempter in Kudrowski.
Yeah, maybe they're just taking a different approach to this game. Blue Jays got a lot of big men inside, so it's hard to work your way around those big men in the paint.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Crosby, one of the bigger players on Park Hill South, but Kudrowski kind of stepped up right there. It's like a nice little deep 2. And it's 12-7. The Jays have struggled since the timeout. But Kai Bennett takes it into his own hands.
Bennett with a great shot, going underneath and putting it up. That's just great balance right there by Bennett, and that's why he's a role leader on this team.
He is indeed. Crosby with the ball in his hands. He opts to pass it up. Again, it's Kudrowski going up with a little jelly on that one, Brooks.
Kudrowski had some interesting moves right there and some good dribbling right there. Very impressive stuff. Hard to guard when you can handle the ball that well.
Now it's Mortimer with a quick pull-up that gets rejected. Crosby up ahead to Kudrowski. A lot of passing going on. It ends up underneath to Collins, who gets rejected by Zach Aganovich, but they called the foul. The fans here do not like that one, Brooks.
No. Collins with his first shot.
Yes, Collins finds himself at the line again. Shoots about 65% on the year, so a solid for a big man in high school basketball, I'd say.
Yeah, Jays are taking out half their team right now, bringing in J.J. Price, Braden Crott.
And Brandstetter, yeah.
Brandstetter.
3 new subs. That is, the Jays team plays 8 players, but they all play a lot. So sometimes a team who only doesn't play, go 9 deep, they might not be as well rested, but for Liberty, they have 8 guys, and they get them all in. And that one's thrown way up ahead to J.J. Price, who passes it down to Brandstetter, who kicks it to Mortimer for 3. Not quite strong enough. Now Kale is finding Bennett in the corner. Jays really aggressive. What a finish from Kai Bennett.
Wow. Mortimer rebounds his own shot and drives inside, but kicks it out to Bennett, and Bennett with amazing balance when he drives inside and puts that up at any angle.
That was a beautiful finish from Kai Bennett. There was a little bit of contact, but not enough to draw the foul. That's from the corner for the Panthers. And that's Braden Parra, and that's one guy, Brooks, on this team you do not want to leave open. Braden Parra is one of the best three-point shooters in the entire state. He shoots a 56% from behind the arc, which is just absurd. Brandstetter wanted it, got the foul to go with it. But back to Braden Parra. On the year, he only averages 6 points a game, but 9 times out of 10, those 6 points are 2 3-pointers.
Yeah, I mean, you do not want to leave this man open. And so far, the Jays have shut him down pretty well.
Yeah, they have done a good job. And Mortimer now just a touch too hard on the bunny right there and couldn't get it to fall. Again, it's Crosby, who has still yet to attempt a shot tonight. To me, it's almost like if you didn't, show me any of the games before this or any of the stats, that I would tell you that Kudrowski's been the guy who's been running this offense for most of the year. A lot of passing, and it ends up in Zahir Ragsdale's hands, but he can't get it to fall. Jays with the rebound. 30 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Jays up 16-14. Had a really hot start, kind of cooled down a little bit.
Yeah, Bennett trying to show off his handles, just trying to take the last shot before the quarter ends.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly where Kamai Crosby's looking. The Jays really milking the clock. Only 5 seconds left to go in their offense. They find J.J. Price, who gets an open 3. It's way off the mark as it felt maybe a little rushed.
Yeah, the student section was counting it down, and I think he already felt like he was behind, so he just put it up.
He put it up and he prayed. But he could not find the rim on that one.
Pretty fun opening quarter here for Jays versus Park Hill South. 16-14, and we're going to go to break.
Liberty High School. You missed a little bit, but not much at the same time. A missed three-pointer attempt from Park Hill South. But the rebound went out of bounds by the Liberty Blue Jays, and the Panthers retain possession. Now they're going to try and make up for it. And finally, Kamai Crosby is able to get on the board for the Panthers with his first points of the night.
Crosby tying it up as we go into the second quarter. And Crott stepped out of bounds, out on the wing. And the Panthers are going to get the ball.
Yeah, so what started as a beautiful game for Liberty hit some nice threes. We're up 10-1. A quick timeout, and all of a sudden it's 16-16. We're all tied up in the second quarter. A missed layup there from Crosby gives the Jays possession. Nagy picks up his dribble and finds Brandstetter under the basket. Right now the Jays only have two players on the court who have scored tonight in this game in Bennett and Fuller. Now it's J.J. Price with a spin who airballed, but Brandstetter got the rebound and one from Jackson Brandstetter. What a shot.
Brandstetter finding his balance and putting that shot up. Oh my gosh. Brandstetter not the highest scorer, but his defense is really good. And that time, his offense, I mean, that's a crazy shot right there.
Beautiful stuff. Yeah, that was absolutely insane. You said it perfectly. Brandstetter, definitely a known defensive player for the Blue Jays, but right there, read the air ball right out of J.J. Price's hands, snagged that on the jump, and then put it back up. To me, it almost looked like it was, he knew he was going to get fouled, and so he just kind of hoisted it real quick, and it went in.
Yeah, he's definitely trying for the foul more than the goal, but, I mean, you take both, right?
You do take both. Brandstetter gets the free throw to go. So now it's the Panthers' turn to answer. Crosby finds wide open. Jalen Lockhart underneath the basket, the junior. More the sixth man for the Panthers. Gets the start sometimes tonight, not Jalen Lockhart. And they went with Damon Stacker, who's now at the officials' table, getting ready to check in. Mortimer thought about the three, decided not to take it, and instead handed it off to Banagi at the top of our screen. Price lost the handle in the corner, thought it went out on the Panthers, and was surprised with the result of Park Hill South basketball. Five and a half minutes left to go in the first half. Jays lead, and Banagi gets the charge there. Maybe a bit of a makeup call for the one earlier in the game.
Yeah, hopefully that was a little bit of a makeup call because it wasn't much, but Blue Jays will take that and go take their possession and hopefully score. Mortimer starts with the ball on this possession.
Never know what Cale Mortimer's gonna do with the basketball in his hands. This time it's a pass to J.J. Price. Too strong from Mortimer right there, and it ends up back with the Panthers. Stalker was the Panther taking it up the court. Quick passing, they look for Collins underneath, but it's stolen away by J.J. Price, who can't find a player. Finally gets it to Cale. Now it's Fuller in the corner. The Jays needed that one, but couldn't get it to go, and it'll stick with Liberty on the jumbled rebound.
Yeah, Fuller was wide open in the corner. I didn't even see him back there. He got down there really quick, and a timeout will be called. A good open look for Fuller, but didn't quite make the connection.
Yeah, Fuller, again, Mortimer and Fuller, the best two shooters on the team without a doubt.
For sure.
When they get good looks, they usually fall. That one, Fuller was fading a little out of bounds, might have affected his shot attempt a little bit.
You know, Charlie, the thing I like about this team is they're unselfish. I think they pass the ball down around a lot, and, you know, they feed the hot hand, yes, but, you know, they pass to whoever is open. They don't, you know, keep it for themselves and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. I definitely agree. Years past, there was offensive players, like last year, for example. Everyone knew who went when prime time when it came down the wire. It was Bennett Sturtz's ball, right? This year, a little bit. You know, you have your guys obviously, but you, as a team who's playing defense against them, you can't really guess. This Mortimer went down there and immediately grabbed his ankle. He hops up, but is really hobbling. And he's going to have to come out of this game. Not a good look for Liberty, as we were just talking about how good he's become this year.
Yeah, he's really stepped up and become one of the best shooters on this team. Hopefully he can rest up and stay well as the Jays bring in Zach Aganovich to fill the spot.
Yeah, Aganovich comes in for the injured Mortimer. While Mortimer went down, the Panthers took advantage of the fast break, and there Ragsdale found himself getting fouled. Now he's at the free throw line for 2 free throws and a chance to give the Panthers their first lead of the game. You see right now Mortimer trying to walk it off down at the water table.
Yeah, definitely something with his ankle. It all happened so fast. I didn't really catch what was going on, but
yeah,
hopefully he's okay.
The ball was, look, I was inbounded to him.
Right.
He went up to jump on it,
Right.
and maybe he came down on the defender's foot. It's hard to tell exactly what happened. But he looks like he should be okay as he's walking around on it. Bogdanovich missed with the air ball there and throws it back into play. It was saved by Benagi. So now Liberty finds themselves on offense down for the first time in this game. And they can't get anything to go for it. Now Collins for the Panthers with another travel. He's had 2 really bad travels tonight, just really clear and obvious. Took, what, 4 steps right there?
Yeah, I feel like that's the easiest thing to correct in the game of basketball. The travels are just like so fundamental, and having 2 already is just kind of,
Yeah, not a good look.
yeah.
So as Liberty continues to play without Mortimer, let's see what they can do. As we mentioned how big he is, I mean, on offense, right? His
Right.
shooting, his passing, his handling. He's a big-time offensive player for Liberty. So they're going to have to get some offense going without him. And I think they know where to go as they find Fuller, who, again, just a little off.
Just off.
Now for the Panthers, that one thrown out of bounds by Ragsdale. Ragsdale only a sophomore, so he hasn't had a ton of time in the Park Hill South, basketball scheme and stuff, as this is his first year at the varsity level. From the Jays right now, you got to get the ball in Kai Bennett's hands. If anyone can find the open man, is this time it's Edric, who opted not to go for the 3-point attempt and ends up laying it up and in nice and easy.
Benagi with a great fake and driving under into the basket, and he got some hops. He just put that up real nice and easy, like he was just laying it in the basket.
And that was a beautiful layup there from Edric Benagi to give the Jays the lead back.
Benagi being double teamed, and the ball is stolen, and there's a fast break.
The layup no good from Lockhart.
Bogdanovich right there to rebound the ball, and Jays have the ball back. And Price with the 3. Price from the wing, great shot. That was a swish, that was right in. Nothing else touched.
Beautiful shot from J.J. Price. Jays up 4 now. Question is, how do the Panthers respond here? And now it's just a lot of weaving and passing at the top of the key. Collins went in, tried to go up, decided he couldn't, and it's Bennett on the fast break who gets fouled and won, and he's hype about it.
Bennett with a relatively quiet night so far. What a shot. And he gets the foul to hopefully put up the Jays 28-20 after bearing these 2 free throws.
Yeah, Bennett going in line, a chance to extend the Jays lead, but what a beautiful, the steal almost kind of fell in his hands. He averages over a steal a game, about a steal and a half a game. So he's known, he leads the Jays in forced turnovers. So he's a really good defender. But that almost was just like, hey, look what I found. As Collins for Park Hill South drove down into the basket, and he immediately realized that he couldn't go up on Bogdanovich.
I'll take that.
That's exactly what he said, I'm sure.
Right.
And with a beautiful finish on the other end. No real offense for Park Hill South right now. The layup goes in, but just a lot of passing, just ISO ball, nothing really running on the offensive side. They find Price for Liberty, who can't get it to go, but a beautiful pass to Brandstetter, who couldn't handle it, but got his own rebound and puts it in, and Brandstedter's up to 5 points on the night. He missed that one on purpose, no, to get the extra rebound?
Right. Yeah, he just wanted the stat pad. But Price had a great pass, and Brandstetter rebounded his own pass, put that in.
Yeah, one of the better assists we're going to see tonight for sure. The Jays on a little bit of a hot streak right now. Crosby for Park Hill South. Again, he's the guy. He's not going to let them fall behind too much. He likes to take shots on the offensive side of the court, and he's going to continue to do that. Timeout for the Blue Jays. That's more of a use it or lose it timeout.
Yeah, we got 32 seconds until half here in the field house. Jays have been doing a decent job without their best shooter, Mortimer. And what do you think, Charlie? Do you think they've been working it pretty well?
Yeah, they have. I mean, absolutely, Brooks. When one of your better players on offense goes down, your facilitator, your point guard, it can be really hard to pick up, to kind of get going again. But the Jays, tonight, it hasn't been too much of an issue. As Mortimer goes down, he's currently in the training room, so we hope he's going to be okay, of course. But Liberty finding ways to do it without him right now, which is good to see.
Yeah, I think they've just been finding their other shooters like Fuller and Price, and honestly, their passes inside the paint have been amazing and really fun to watch. And Brandstetter, who's usually quiet on offense, kind of having a game right now for himself, for his standards. And Blue Jays will come back out on the court with 32 seconds left in the quarter. Bennett will inbounds.
Yeah, I mentioned earlier, almost the same lineup. I said only 2 players on the court have points right now for Liberty. Now 4 of the 5 do. And now it's Crott, who can get hot. We know that. A foul there on Kai Bennett on the rebound.
Crott's three-pointer, a little bit of an unfortunate bounce. Bounced up and down and up and out.
Yeah, the roll I thought maybe was going to come back in,
yeah.
but it was no good. But Crott, last time he played in this gym, went 6 for 6 behind the arc against Park Hill. Led the team in scoring with 18. All of those were 3-pointers, obviously. He didn't miss, which is just really impressive to me. It's crazy, especially at this level of basketball, that a player can just hit 6 3-pointers in a row. And they weren't wide open. He was off the dribble. But now it's Park Hill South with only 4 seconds left in the first half. Trying to cook it up is DeJuan Stocker, who can't get it as the air ball falls way short for Stacker. The Jays lead at half again. Brooks, we've seen a lot of this. The answer is, are they going to come back? Again, last time they played Park Hill South, they were tied at half. Ended up losing by almost 20 points. So Park Hill South probably is comfortable with where they're at, considering they know how to come back in the second half against this team.
Yeah, I think this second half of the season will be different.
Liberty, Missouri, the nation's heartland. Its people rooted deep in the idea of personal growth, hard work, driven, motivated. No obstacle is too big, no goal is too lofty.
And Liberty North, the king of diamonds in Class 6.
State championships, wins and losses, a walk-off liner over the left field fence, the buzzer beater for the win, full theaters and standing ovations. The last final point you worked so hard to achieve.
Signed, sealed, and delivered. Liberty.
A hall of champions cluttered with trophies and plaques. Winners, all of us, even when we lose. No city embraces their families more than us. No town supports its activities more than us. And our children boldly wrap themselves in that faith and unleash themselves upon the world. That's what your sponsorship supports. Liberty Public Schools. Your support means more than you will ever know. Follow the QR codes for more information.
Hawthorne Bank believes in its customers and their dreams for the future.
About 5 years ago, when we had a smaller space and it was time to move, I had a vision for what I wanted, and Hawthorne was the one that could see the vision. Honestly, I don't think it could have happened without Hawthorne Bank.
I'm Kent Peterson, Market President for Hawthorne Bank. We are proud to support Liberty Public Schools and the Liberty community. Hawthorne Bank, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
Welcome back to Liberty High School. Brooks, we just witnessed a great first half of basketball all around for both teams. Liberty finds themselves on top currently by 5, with the score being 29-24. What's been that main thing you've seen that's given Liberty the 5-point edge from the last time they've played?
I think it's just passing the ball, honestly. The passes have been awesome tonight, and getting it in the paint or even outside. They've been spreading it around, and the passes have been from every angle, honestly. It's been a crazy night for passes. And our sharpshooters without Cale Mortimer, we've been hitting the basket pretty well. So what do you think?
Yeah, I think Liberty's done a great job tonight. I think you hit that right on the head in terms of what they've done well tonight. I mean, we've seen a lot of really fancy, like sometimes you have a good game passing, but tonight it's been really like appealing to the eyes almost. You know, a lot of good fancy passes.
Yeah, it's been fun. It's like a highlight reel.
And we've also seen a really good finishing, I'd say, right?
Yeah, definitely. And Jackson Brandstetter, been one of those guys finishing in the paint, and he's had himself a game, so great job to him stepping up.
Yeah, Brandstetter, a player for Liberty, only averaging 2 points a game, really, maybe a little less than that, honestly, around there. But the last couple of games, he's been putting up around 2 a game. But he's, like you said, right when that happened, known for his defense for the most part. But he's done really well on the offensive side of the ball tonight. He's up to 5 points in one half, which is by far the most points he's had in a half this year. He's only attempted 2 shots, right, or 3 shots. One of them he got his own miss. So it's not like he's hoisting up a lot of misses. He's consistent, and he's that's the word I'm looking for. He's doing it at a high percentage, a high clip.
Yeah, he's definitely having himself a game. So hopefully the Blue Jays can continue their reign right now, up 5 points without their sharpshooter, Cale Mortimer. I think Bennett's been doing pretty good in the paint. No, he's been kind of quiet, but Cale Mortimer is walking back onto the court right now, trying to get some shots in.
Yeah, that's really good to see for Liberty. A little bit of a hobble, but not too much. I mean, I think everyone knows when you roll the ankle, as you hope that's okay. Roll an ankle, you got to walk it off a little bit, right, Brooks?
Right. It just takes a while.
We're going to go to a quick break. When we return, hopefully, Cale Mortimer. Welcome back to Liberty High School. Jays are up 5, and they're going to find Bennett quickly in the second half, who falls just short. Ball goes out of bounds, and it sticks with the Blue Jays, I think. There's yet to be an official signal, and they call a foul. It's on Kudrowski, who slowed down. In the early minutes, it was the Colby Kudrowski, so.
Yeah, he was a name we were calling a lot, but yeah, definitely slowed down in the second quarter.
Now it's Aganovich, and when Aganovich gets posted up like that, it's beautiful to watch.
Yeah, he's just right there, like he's so tall he can just loft it in.
Kudrowski went right back to it to start the second half. So a lot of Kudrowski in the first half, nothing in the second, and then a lot of it back again in the third. Kind of like the Liberty offense, streaky. And now Aganovich dives to the floor to save the turnover. Benagi crashes to the bucket. Couldn't get it to go, but it's going to stick with the Jays thanks to the effort from Kai Bennett.
Bennett with the drive, kind of a handsy drive. Definitely a lot of contact going into the paint, but Bennett gets it.
Another missed layup from Liberty. This time they're not able to retain possession. And now it's the Panthers, who are currently down at 7 points, moving the ball up the court. A lot of ball movement, or a lot of ball handling, not a lot of ball movement, but it ends up in the corner from Damon Stacker, who knocks it down. I don't know if you saw that, but we had a little clap from Kudrowski right in the face of Cale Mortimer.
That's just that crosstown rivalry stuff. It gets competitive here in the second half.
Here at Liberty in the second half, it gets really competitive.
Yeah, I can tell you about that.
Mortimer picks up his second foul, so a turnover again for the Jays. Liberty has had a pretty clean game, in my opinion, in terms of turnovers.
Sure.
Yeah,
For sure.
Another three-pointer. Damon Stacker gets another one. He's 2 for 2 in the second half from the exact same spot, and he's got his team right back in this game, down only 1 point now.
Yeah, Daniel Parra, the head coach for the Panthers, he saw that last three-pointer. He saw how easily that went in and found the same guy from the same spot, right back to him.
Yeah, I think
in.
Definitely finding a guy, the hot hand, as you like to say, is crucial to an offense. Bennett trying to get something going, but can't. Finds the cutter, but the pass is stolen away by Stacker. So 2 threes and then a steal. He's really helping his team out. Now it's Collins. Mike Collins gives the Panthers the lead, and as quickly as the Jays got the lead, it's gone.
Yeah, 2 threes and then a quick drive into the paint. Taking off no time, but adding lots of points.
And almost another steal. The ball just, we mentioned the Jays have played a pretty clean game, and all of a sudden it's turnover city on this side of the court.
Right.
Mortimer checks out now. I'm sure he's going to have a little bit of limited minutes after suffering.
Definitely. They're not going to want to hurt their star player anymore.
So Chuganovic, who tried to find Bennett, but just completely missed him, and he's helped up by the team manager for Liberty.
Yeah, Ganovic just missed Bennett on that pass, just outside. And Bennett with a good effort trying to get that pass, diving for it, but couldn't bring it in.
So now the Jays are in danger of letting the lead grow for Park Hill South. They've scored their last 4 trips on offense, so it's going to be tough. What can Liberty do? A really good pass from Collins. So that's now four possessions in a row for Park Hill South that they put the ball in the bucket.
Yeah, they must have had a good pep talk at halftime. Coming out really strong against the Jays. Pretty solid defense.
A foul there as the arms were extended from Kudrowski. Now it's Nagy checking it in from the corner. Not a lot of open looks. They've stepped it up on offense and on defense in the second half so far. Bennett wanted the ball, had his hands up, got it. Didn't even think about the three, just shot it, and it buries it.
Bennett wide open. Finally getting an open look on that possession. A lot of ball movement to find that one, but great shot by Kai Bennett.
Ties this thing up. Really physical. And the foul gets called on Banagi, which is mind-boggling to me, as to me it looked like it was a lot. Kudrowski was the one just dropping his shoulder, drilling Banagi all the way down. Banagi finally picked up his hands and gets called for the foul.
Yeah, as you're saying, it was a pretty clean game up to this point. Those fouls are starting to come in a little more.
First free throw is off the mark, so the game will remain tied. Park Hill South, a bit of an older team compared to Liberty. They have a lot more seniors on the court than Liberty does at pretty much all times. We haven't seen Brandsetter yet in the second half, the other senior for Liberty besides Kai Bennett. Jays move quickly. Banagi picks up his dribble, And he's searching for the open man. It's going to be Krot in the corner. Just off, but the rebound from Aganovich. Decided not to go up with it, finds Benagi wide open, and he buries it.
What a clutch rebound from Aganovich. Finally trying to get the Jays back in this game. Passes out to Benagi, and just the most open look you will ever find, and absolutely drains it.
Yeah, a lot of people say the best time to shoot a three-pointer is after an offensive rebound.
Right.
Everyone's crashing the boards.
All the defensive players were in the paint. No one was even close to him.
Which is what you want.
That's just a practice shot right there. Those are the types of shots you take in practice.
The warm-up. Park Hill South finally missed on offense, and Collins gets called for the foul when he was going for the rebound. So a tight one. Then Liberty tonight, Brooks. 37-35. Liberty leads, but it's been back and forth all night. Liberty's held the lead for most of the game, but it really hasn't grown out to more than 6 points. Bennett gets the ball stolen away. Now it's a one-on-one. And he didn't, maybe he got a little bit of the ball, but he did enough. That was really good defense. One-on-one fast break. Bennett picked himself up from the turnover. They feed Aganovich in the post, who's just bullies him. He's too big.
Price with another great pass over the top. Just flicked it towards Aganovich. And, yeah, as you said, Aganovich just bullied his way into the paint and put it up.
It was Crosby who was the one who was getting bullied down low for Park Hill South. And he's going to end up shooting a three, and he's off. My Crosby was a name I thought I was going to be saying a ton tonight, and I really haven't mentioned him too much. Because, you look at the stats, that's a foul on number 13 for Park Hill South, Sam Simmons Jr. But you look at the stats, like I was saying a little bit earlier, Mike Crosby's attempted 136 shots on the season. Kudrowski, the second most shot taker for Park Hill South, only 85. So that's a huge drop-off. Just an insane, that's almost 50 more shots. But tonight, I would definitely say he has attempted, 5-6 shots at the max.
Sure.
Brandstetter gets checked back into the game. Let's Adam Fuller take a seat. Bennett turned it over, so he couldn't handle the double team. Brandstetter with great defense. He's just so good on the defensive end. One of the best defensive players to come through this city or this school in a long time. Leads to a J.J. Price three-pointer. Bang!
What a sequence right there by the Jays. And that's enough for a timeout to be called by the Panthers. What a sequence to get the Jays back in this thing. Up 42-35. Brandstetter, great defense. Only allowed 5 points all year and keeps that the same, not allowing anything right there. And Price with a great three-pointer, wide open, and sinks it.
Yeah, J.J. Price gets about one of those a game. He hits his three-point threshold per game. In the last 4 or 5 games, he's been averaging 3-4 points per game. And I was curious before this game started, so I went back and looked just to see who on Liberty has picked up the most offensively, just based off where they were in the beginning and where they're at the end. And J.J. Price has taken a step up on the offensive side. As the first couple of games, he really didn't have any points. Second, third game, now he's all the way up to, he's putting up 4 or 5 points a game, which doesn't seem like a lot, but this isn't the NBA, Brooks. Players aren't dropping 40 points a night.
Yeah, no one here is LeBron James, but honestly, Charlie, I think everybody's kind of picked up since the season has been continuing on. Over Christmas break, we saw Zach Aganovich get really hot. We saw Braden Krog get really hot for one game. Hopefully he can keep that going. And then Adam Fuller, been a great sharpshooter coming into the second half of the season. And I think everybody's been getting that practice in, and we still got most of these guys coming in next year. So just great to get in minutes here. And I can't wait to see the future of this program.
Yeah, the biggest jump I saw, I just want to get this in real quick, was Kai Bennett and his offensive projection. He's only averaging 9 points a game right now, but in his last 4 games, if you don't look at the game versus Daly, he's putting up 15 points a game almost, which is that's a really respectable point total. Benagi gets called for the foul, but you mentioned how hot Aganovich got over the break in the William Jewell tournament. You had a chance to speak with him. How was that, Brooks?
Yeah, I mean, just a great experience to talk to him. And one of the things that really stood out to me was him talking about who was the leader on this team, who, coached these guys up. And obviously that guy being the senior and starter, Kai Bennett. And Kai Bennett's just been an amazing guy on this team, coaching these guys up. And just been a second coach on this team.
Yeah, you expressed to me that, how much Aganovich really was telling you about how big of a leader Bennett's been for the underclassmen, the juniors, the sophomores on this team, because it is a really young team. A lot of juniors, a lot of sophomores who have little to no varsity experience because of how good the players above them were, the seniors in last year's class.
Yeah, I spoke to Aganovich right after Christmas break, and over Christmas break, he won. He got on the all-tournament team, which is a really big award for such a big tournament.
That one, no good for Liberty, but yeah, a really respectable award and honor for Aganovich and retaining the William Jewell all-tournament team. Not something we don't see a lot. So now the Jays, all that Aganovich talk, and he's currently not in the rotation right now. Brandstetter cannot find a defender to give the ball to. And he held on to that one a little too long. Gets called for 5 count. Stood there with the ball too long.
You can see a lot of tension between these two teams. I just saw Para clapping in some of the Blue Jays faces. This is a big night for both teams on court warming night.
Yeah. Some teams take disrespect when you bring in a team like that.
Right.
And the three-pointer falls for Park Hill South to wrap up the third quarter. So Liberty leads it 42-40 at the end of 3. We're in for a great fourth quarter, Brooks. We will be back after this quick break. Welcome back to Liberty High School to witness the start of this fourth quarter. Liberty leads it 42-40. It's been a really good 3 quarters of basketball. Low scoring, but good. As the Jays currently find themselves up 2, but Park Hill South with the ball, and it's Crosby driving to the rack, tying this thing up.
This is going to be a fun game going into the fourth quarter. Tied start.
Yeah, Brooks, sometimes I feel like you use that term a lot when it comes down to it. It's going to be a fun game, and sometimes I hear you say it, and I'm like, I don't know if this one's going to be that fun. But it always ends up being a really good game every time you say this. So I can't wait to see exactly how this turns out. As Crosby couldn't get that one to fall, but it's thrown away by Aganovich. And Park Hill South is going to get a free possession.
That's Simmons Jr. on the rebound. Great pass, hooking it underneath.
A player who doesn't play a ton. That's him attempting a three-pointer now. He couldn't get it to fall. And Liberty grabs the rebound. Sam Simmons Jr., not one of the main players on this team. He only has 2 buckets all year. That would have been his first three-pointer. But another turnover for Liberty.
It's pretty clear to me why he doesn't get a lot of minutes, and it's just because he's a freshman out here with the varsity guys. So it really shows how much this guy's worth. And, he's probably going to be big for the Panthers in the years to come.
Absolutely. That was a great thing to point out. But all of a sudden, Liberty, who started the fourth quarter up 2, is down 2, and we've been playing for about half a minute or a minute and a half. Coach Price decided he did not like that and took a timeout.
So Mortimer still not getting the minutes, and we've seen a few injuries this season actually. Kai Bennett had a sprained ankle recently, and just this week he got stitches in his chin. So there's been some injuries on this team.
Yeah, Bennett against Lee Summit North took a big injury to the chin. But as we come down into the final seconds, take a look at your screen. It's going to come down to, in my opinion, the big 3 for Liberty this year. We talked about how good everyone's been, but Liberty, the big 3 stars, Aganovich, Mortimer, Bennett, averaging the most points on the team. They're the ones who are constantly getting the double-digit point totals for Liberty. They've just been beautiful to watch. Mortimer not in right now, as again he suffered the ankle injury, hasn't played a ton, but in my opinion, if the Jays want to win, these three players have to step up right here, Brooks.
I agree.
So now Liberty down 2, needing a bucket really badly. They're trying to get it downside to Aganovich, and they do, but he gets fouled. He had a chance. It would have been a wide open layup, but the foul was, that's what I call a good foul, right?
Right. So, Aganovich goes to the line.
Jays would need both of the free throws to fall to tie up the game.
Aganovich makes the first one.
I will say I gave Kamai Crosby a lot of just a lot of not hate a little bit, just because he hasn't done much tonight. But to start the fourth quarter, to me, it's almost like he flipped a switch. The missed free throw, but a rebound from Liberty. Ball found itself into Benagi's hands. Now it's Aganovich down low. A lot of passing, and a turnover for the Jays. But like I was mentioning, Crosby just almost flipped a switch, and now he's going to the rack every single time. I can see why he's attempted so many shots if he's played like that all year.
Yeah, sometimes there's players that just accelerate their production in the crunch time, and Crosby's definitely one of those guys.
Yeah, it does look like that tonight. As again, Crosby right here with the pull-up. That one can't fall, but it's a rebound from Lockhart and gets fouled, and he's going to go to the free throw line. Coach Price doesn't like the call. He's standing there with his hands up, Brooks. What's he trying to say?
Yeah, he's still talking to the refs. I just don't think he agrees with the foul. We saw Zach Aganovich go put his hands up when the foul was being taken. So I think Coach Price is just a little mad about that.
It's been a pretty well officiated game tonight. Haven't been too many. There's been a couple, here and there, but that's every single basketball game. For the most part, the officials have done a really, really good job tonight. First free throw, no good from Jalen Lockhart, the sophomore. A big sophomore, though.
Definitely. 6'6".
Missed both the free throws, though. Something that he's done a lot this year. So he shoots not even 50% from the line. He's in the 45% range. Aganovich finds the cutter, and it's Benagi who makes the tough layup, and he's going to go to the line with a chance to extend the Jays' new lead.
Great pass there, and Benagi sticks his hands out, and like glue, he catches the ball and just puts it up and gets the foul.
Like glue, ladies and gentlemen. That was a really good finish. That was clearly a foul. Benagi got hit really hard in the body, and a really good finish. So the Jays now back with the 2-point lead they started the fourth quarter with. You know who's still in? It's the freshman for Park Hill South, maybe earning some minutes down the stretch. And it's going to be him shooting a three, but it's off the mark. Aganovich initially had the rebound. The official kind of got in the way of that one, but I think it was going to go out of bounds either way. I think, if anything, he helped Liberty by slowing it down. The Jays really never had possession of that one, so not really a turnover. Aganovich initially had a hand on the rebound, but it was just getting kicked around.
Yeah, it's still the same possession, basically.
So now J.J. Price playing some good defense on Kudrowski, who turns the ball over. Great defense from Price right there.
Price and Aganovich right there with him, and that ball goes nowhere but out of bounds.
Well, they're going to change the call. They're going to say Price got a hand on it. So it's going to stick with Park Hill South. So good for J.J. Price's block count, but not good for Liberty as Park Hill South gets an extra possession. Really, just completely breaking the play if you watch that. Coach for Park Hill South, Coach Parr, just really, really upset with his offense. They're trying to run a play, it appears. Really tough defense from Price. Gets called for the foul, though, but he was on him, I think as Brooks would say, like glue.
Like glue. And like you were saying earlier, I think Price has been one of those guys who've been on the come up on this team. And, you know, his offense has been really good, and he's had those three-pointers every once in a while, but his defense is looking surprisingly good.
Oh, what a play from Kai Bennett. And he's going to go to the rack, but loses possession. What a play, though. That was like a football player.
Yeah.
I
He
think
just ran in there and punched it out and took it out of bounds.
I think Bennett knew exactly where he was going, where the Panthers are going with that.
Right.
A jump ball. Bennett completely broke up that pass. And now he's going to get rewarded with a chance to put up some points. Bennett wanted the foul, couldn't get it. The ball was, it was either a foul or it was tipped. They're going to say it was tipped by a Park Hill South defender. So only 4.5 minutes remaining. What can Liberty do on offense right here? It's going to be J.J. Price. A quick hoist off the rim. And Aganovich is getting fouled. Only 5 fouls, or now that's 6 fouls in the second half. So no free throws. Or excuse me, I was looking at the timeouts left in the game, Brooks. 7 fouls on Park Hill South. So now that will be free throws. It's going to be a 1-and-1 for Aganovich right here.
Price from his favorite spot tried to put that up just really quickly as soon as he got the ball. So you don't have great grip on the ball as soon as you get it, but and there was a defense player right in front of him.
Yeah, it feels like J.J. Price is always shooting a three-pointer from right there.
Mm-hmm. That's his favorite spot.
So Aganovich hits the free throw. Let's not forget this whole possession all started because of the turnover that Bennett forced on the jump ball. He's got up to 3 steals tonight, so a really impressive defensive outing from Bennett. And he's got 10 points to go for it, too, so he's also, you know, in double digits for Liberty. Price got crossed up a little bit there and had a foul as he was definitely beat off the dribble by Kudrowski. So that'll be Price's second foul. The Jay's 6th, so no free throws quite yet, but if one more foul there's one more foul, then it will officially be free throw time for the Panthers. Good defense as they wanted Braden Parra, the 56% three-point shooter, to get a look, but Crott was in his face. Kudrowski rejected by Aganovich. Benagi was just getting absolutely assaulted under the basket, but ends up, and that's a turnover. There's so much going on, it's hard to commentate it all. A foul on Benagi, but what just happened, Brooks? What did I just watch?
Oh, Benagi was getting pressed right there, right next to the baseline, and was luckily able to get it around and just trying to get it back to the goal really quick. I mean, trying to go so quick is just kind of like.
After having a second to take it in, they were trying to take the fast break, right?
Right.
Benagi saw an opportunity to go quick, tried to kick it ahead, but it was stolen away from the freshman who, I'm not going to lie, I didn't exactly have Sam Simmons Jr. highlighted on my roster for Park Hill South.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of different guys who weren't highlighted come in. We've seen Simmons Jr., we've seen Ragsdale, and even earlier, which we didn't really say his name, but Michael Good was in for a little bit.
And so a lot of new faces for Park Hill South. Sam Simmons Jr. gets 2 free throws to fall after getting a steal. So now it's a 1-point game with just under 3 minutes and 50 seconds left to go tonight. Nothing really working for Liberty right now. Trying to find the open man. Benagi eventually settles it down. They feed Aganovich down under, who's posted up, and that's a beautiful finish from Zach Aganovich, who gets fouled in doing so.
Aganovich just bowling inside the paint and puts it up, and he's back at the line. I feel like he's at the line every possession now.
It does feel like that. He's always shooting free throws for Liberty. And that's just because of how effective he is under the basket. I mean, he leads Liberty in free throws attempted. He's up. This will be his, 54th, 55th free throw right here tonight on the year. Like, just a lot of free throws for the dude. He's constantly getting fouled. And that's just respect to what he's able to do under the basket.
Yeah.
Teams feel the need to play really physical defense against him because of how dominant he is of a finisher. He's got really good post moves. Para thought about the three, opted out of it. Park Hill South gets the mismatch. Crott won the charge, but there wasn't enough contact, so he couldn't even fall over, but recovers beautifully.
Yeah, just not enough contact there. And Benagi trying to move the ball around here in crunch time inside the 3-minute mark. And Benagi with a great pass, and Crott recovers.
Too many passes right now under the basket. Ends up in a turnover, and it's the freshman with a fast break opportunity. This time he decides to go slow instead of taking the one-on-one opportunity against Bennett.
The pass was a little overshot, but he was luckily able to slow it down, and that results in some points by Stacker.
Yeah, Stacker has been a quiet player for Liberty. As he just said, you're too small. He just gave him the hand of the quad after the nice finish. And that's another turnover from Stacker, who's glassed by Kai Bennett. But they called goaltending, saying that it hit the backboard first.
Bennett with a great opportunity there, and he strikes, but it's just called. Looked like LeBron James out there with that defense.
Yeah, definitely goaltending, but that was really nice to watch. Bennett was able to get back and just slams it against the board. So we're tied up, Brooks. Again, last time we were announcing a game here was Ray Peck. The Jays blew a 14-point lead in the fourth, and we found themselves tied. This time, no really blown leads. That's been close the entire night. And it's 50-50, and it's Fuller for three, and it's Fuller hitting it from beyond the arc. Adam Fuller, ladies and gentlemen.
Let's see this replay. What a beautiful shot by Fuller. The second of the night. First one since the first quarter.
So now Park Hill South down three, and it's Simmons, the freshman, trying to take it into his own hands. Gets rejected. Bennett with the fast break, the 1-on-3 in the corner. And I'm not going to lie to you, I had no idea what happened. I can't see over the student section. If I had to guess, Adam Fuller fell down.
I think the ball was just a little off the mark, but there was a great opportunity there for Fuller to shoot, but
that would have been a real dagger
awesome
for Liberty.
Definitely.
Put them up 6 with 1:20 to go. The defenders for Liberty letting everyone know who they have. Price says, I want Kujawski. The layup, good for Kamai Crosby, who has 6 points in the fourth quarter alone tonight. 1-point game. Liberty leads it by 1. 1 minute left. Liberty with possession. Donovich picks up the dribble, finds Fuller, who really wanted to shoot, decided not to. Donovich down low, getting fouled again, Brooks. Another foul.
And Aganovich is back at the line. Yeah, as you were saying earlier, they just have to respect the man. They got to be so physical going up against this guy. And he usually finishes so well on the fouls, but that one wasn't quite it. But hopefully he adds another 2 in this crunch time.
That was just like they have no other choice. He's so automatic underneath the basket. As he knocks down the first free throw to extend Liberty's lead 54-52. 44 seconds left. Aganovich at the line. No good. Liberty leads by 2. 40 seconds left. Timeout from Coach Para. Brooks, crunch time, close game. I feel like we've said those words 100 times tonight. It's been like that all night. What's going to happen down here? Who's getting the ball, in your opinion, for Park Hill South with the game on the line? Who's Coach Para drawing up a play for right here?
I think you got to go to your old reliable Mr. Kahami Crosby, 16.8 points per game. And, you know, a three-pointer would be huge right now for the Panthers, and I can really see that happening. If we look at his stats, Crosby is 13 for 47 on the on the three-pointers, which isn't which isn't great.
No, look, Crosby, the senior, it's almost like it's one of those moments. If Park Hill South wants the three, they're going to go to Braden Parr. They're going to draw up a play for Braden Parr. He's the 56%. He's the sharpshooter on the team. But it's like, do you go to your senior here? Do you go to Crosby? Do you draw up a layup for him?
Do you want to tie it now, or do you want to take the lead? What would you do?
I think you just have to take what your defense gives you right here, Brooks.
Right.
If they have an opportunity to get a layup, you have to take it. Or, maybe they run out. Maybe they run out the time. They take the last shot, but usually teams don't like to do that when they're losing. Nice. And it's going to be an offensive foul on Park Hill South. Mike Collins called for the moving screen. It looks like they changed it. And they end up calling it on Benagi for sticking out his arm.
Coach Price obviously mad about that, not having the call go his way. We've seen it a few times where the referees just turn over these calls on the Blue Jays. And if I were Coach Price, I'd be kind of mad too. This is a huge time in the game. So something like that can really affect.
Especially when the initial call was on Park Hill South. But let's not forget Mike Collins, a 67% free throw shooter with a 1-and-1, has to hit them both to tie the game. And if he does, Liberty can milk the clock to the last shot. The 1-and-1, first one falls 54-53. So much on the line between these two teams right here. This one free throw decides so much here tonight in this match.
This field house is loud. But the Panthers sink it and tie the game with 34 seconds left.
So 54-54, 30 seconds left. Who's Liberty giving it to?
I'm going Fuller.
Brooks wants Adam Fuller with the ball. Let's see what they do. They might feed their big man, Bogdanovich. He's been doing it. Or they give it to their leader. Price goes ahead and calls the timeouts. They had two, so they're going to have one left. I think the approach there from Coach Price was take the timeout, let the clock run a little bit before the timeout, because you call a timeout with 34 seconds, you have to do a lot before. You can't run a play. They want to run the clock out, take the last shot because it's tied.
And Cale Mortimer with is out there looking like he's about to get on the court for these last couple seconds. Charlie, do you think we're going to see anything from Cale Mortimer, the
I don't
sharpshooter?
think we will. I think the fact that he's standing right now gives me the approach that he's not coming on the court. Like, he's technically on the court right now standing, but I feel like the players who are going to go out there are probably taking a rest right now. I don't think he's going to have the best players on the court, but it wouldn't surprise me. You see Mortimer walk out. He's one of the dudes, but he hasn't played in a while tonight. He hasn't played since the beginning of the third. And right now, you just need to. You just need to. So Liberty has really struggled in terms of Liberty basketball's standards to start the year. Recently, they've caught a flame under them. They've gotten hot. There's 16 seconds left. Can that flame light just a little bit longer? Can Liberty hit a big-time shot here and walk out of this courtroom and game victorious?
Bennett to inbounds. We got Price, Benagi, Fuller, and Iganovich on the court.
Inbound it into the backcourt to Benagi. 13 on the clock. Benagi chewing a little bit of clock before they get into their play. Now it's Bennett. Running across the motion. Another timeout for Price. He did not like what he saw there as Benagi gets stuck in the court. Or gets stuck in the corner. And one more timeout left. Why not? Why not use it? Right? Obviously, there's a chance the game could go into overtime. So then you'd be left without a timeout. But in this situation, you're trying to win it right here. You said, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
So you said Adam Fuller earlier when we were moving quick. Now that you've had a chance to really breathe it in, 2 timeouts, has your opinion changed, or is it still Fuller?
With the time coming off, you only need to when you only have 5 seconds. I was thinking 3 earlier just to put it away, but with 5 seconds left, 2 points work. So maybe you get it in to Ganovich, or you go with your main guy, Bennett.
Yeah, to me, there's just absolutely zero. There's zero way you don't draw up a play here for Kai Bennett. It can go Aganovich. Is it the senior or is it the junior who's really been getting it done tonight? About to find out right here. Bennett on the inbound. So unless they give it back to him real quick, he's probably not going to be the one taking the shot. Aganovich is down low with one defender on him, or excuse me, two defenders on him. They don't want Aganovich getting the ball. Inbounded to Fuller. Gives it back to Kai. 3 on the clock. He's going to the rack. And they called out of bounds. And the coaching staff
on the clock?
The coaching staff is not happy with Adam Fuller right now, as he had the easiest job on that play, right, Brooks? He just had to hand it off.
Right. Kind of just fumbled the ball when Bennett gave it to him, and that costed them some seconds, some valuable time. Those seconds are huge when there's only 5 seconds left. So maybe if Fuller hit those, there could have been some time left. And
yeah, to me it looked
Bennett
like
kind of rushed it.
The minute the play was bobbled, the ball was bobbled by Fuller, the whole play was just immediately rushed. It had to be. It looked like a really good play Coach Price had drawn up. You give it right back to Bennett, your best player. Aganovich had 2 guys on him, so there was no way they were going to go to him. So 54-54. They've put 0.2 seconds back on the clock, but that's not enough time to do anything. So I'm not exactly sure. The only thing Park Hill South can do is a baseball throw and a tip in.
I think Coach Price is trying to raise the clock even more. Let's see what they do here. I don't think he's going to get anything.
Yeah, I think it's Park Hill South ball. I'm not sure what they called. They did. They called out of bounds on Kai Bennett on the layup. So 0.2 left. So the important thing here is not to foul, right?
Right.
Because the odds of them even be able to get anything off is crazy. Yeah, see, it's over. Or excuse me, not over. Clock's over. We're going. We're not done. We're not over because we have some more basketball. So 4 minutes left to decide who's coming out of this courtroom game victorious. Brooks, a lot of really good basketball. What's been your favorite moment tonight?
Honestly, I think it was when Benagi on the far side of the court was being fouled and kind of just floated midair and put the ball up on a hook shot. That was probably my favorite part. And one of my friends came up to me, and he said he got some cool pictures of that. So I'm going to have to check those out after the game.
Going to have to check those out for sure. 54-54 overtime here in the field house.
What was your favorite part?
Oh, it's got to be the falling away and one from Brandstetter tonight. That was nice to watch.
Iconic. And after that, we didn't see much more of him, did we?
We have not seen a lot of Brandstetter in the second half.
But he has his season high in points tonight, just through the first half.
So the same 5 are on the court right now who are on it to end regulation. Be a jump ball in the middle to see who starts off with the basketball. So we went from the waning, the final seconds of the game, and now we have 4 minutes left. Everyone needs to relax a little bit because we have a lot more basketball left tonight.
Yeah, it's not like football, like first touchdown scores or anything. Got some time on the clock.
The tip is won by the Panthers. And it's immediately driving to the rack is Crosby. Getting the layup to fall. Park Hill South takes the 2-point lead. Ganovich thought about it, decides to go up with it, and gets rejected by Mike Collins. Crosby goes right at Benagi. Can't get it to go, but Benagi saves the ball from going out of bounds. Buys Liberty an extra possession. These players are tired, Brooks. They've played a lot of basketball tonight. The Jays don't play the most players on a team. Ball will stick with Liberty. Only an 8-man rotation. Mortimer's out right now, so now they're down to 7. Only 7 players have played tonight for Liberty, and it's been a lot of these 5.
And they've been getting the work done. I'd say without Mortimer. And guys have stepped up and created the points that are missing.
Yeah, for sure. I think they have done a pretty good job. So almost a turnover from Liberty, and it's off Adam Fuller's shoe. I jinxed him. So 2.5, 2:50 left to go in overtime. Liberty 5-7 on the year, trying to improve their record. Trying to improve to get one game closer to 500. Parra thought about the 3, said drives to the rim, and he's rejected by Adam Fuller. So now Liberty with the ball. Not a lot of time left. And Banagi gets fouled, and he's going to take a trip to the free throw line as the Jays are now well on into the double bonus. So he will get 2 shots and a chance to tie up the game. Banagi going to the line for what are probably his biggest free throws of his career.
So far, yeah.
First one is no good. Still a big free throw here. Can't tie it up, but just getting it to 1 point is still a big deal for Liberty.
Banagi from the free throw line is 75%, so.
And one of the best free throw shooters on the team.
Definitely.
For sure. Goes 1 for 2 there. Liberty trails 1 now. 2:22 left to go in overtime. Park LaSalle's been moving really quick on offense. Little hezzy there from Jamin Stacker, but Bennett didn't bite. Crosby, the senior, knows they have the lead. Opts to slow it down. And then kicks it off to Kudrowski. Park LaSalle's just really weighing down the clock here as they can't find a shot. Crosby's drawn to the rack, and he gets the layup to fall. He is really good with that left hand.
Yeah, Crosby, just great placement on the backboard to lay that ball in. It's really hard thing to do. You got to like calculate it, where you're going to put it to make it fall from what angle and stuff. So just great job by Crosby there.
Jay's now down 3. Coach Price felt the need to call his last remaining timeout as Banagi fell to the floor. And this is a possession, Brooks, they have to score. They have to. In high school with no shot clock, if you're down 3 points with almost less than a minute left, 1:20 left, they have to score. It's got to happen.
What do you think? They're drawing up a play or something?
I mean, that's got to be right. The timeout from Coach Price definitely wasn't for to draw up a play, but it was more just because he was scared a turnover was bound to happen when he saw Banagi go down on the court. It's been stressful tonight, Brooks.
Yeah, I think it's been stressful, but it's been fun. Definitely a fun one here.
Again, you mentioned what feels like an hour ago now. We were in for a good one tonight, didn't you?
Yeah. That fourth quarter took a while. Just back and forth and back and forth. So many lead changes.
Brooks, do they need to go for 3 here, or can they take the 2-pointer?
I think you trust your defense and go for the 2. No, go for what you know will get you points. I think the 3 from the arc, it's been kind of inconsistent tonight.
It has been.
So just go inside to your best man and get some points on the board. You don't want to fall behind even more if you miss that 3-pointer.
And it's kicked. Can't do that. So a kick ball on Stacker. But yeah, they're just going to take what they get. If they can get Aganovich down low, they're definitely going to take it. If it's an open 3, And it's Aganovich down low who missed the layup, but Benagi was right there to follow. That was almost catastrophic for Liberty. So they get the 2. It's a 1-point game. If you're Liberty right now, you cannot let Kamai Crosby go to his left hand. It just can't happen.
You don't see a lot of that from Aganovich, just missing those wide open ones, but great job by Benagi getting that ball back up in there. That's really clutch. And in a time like this, 1 minute left, Benagi, that's huge.
Yeah, big rebound and putback from Benagi. He got hit a little bit. I was hoping we were going to see a foul, but no foul on Benagi. So Liberty down 1. Park Hill South with the timeout. The reason they called that timeout is they wanted to get Kamai Crosby back in the game. Right. He was on the bench for that last defensive possession. If I'm Coach Price, I'm telling him what I just told you. You can't let him go to his left hand. He's yet to show me he can finish with the right. He's gone to the left 100 times tonight. Or what feels like 100 times in just the fourth quarter and the overtime alone. When the game's on the line, they give it to Crosby, and he goes up with the left, and it's worked so far tonight.
Super dangerous. Can't let it happen.
It's almost one of those things where if they weren't trailing, if this is a tie game, they might sub in Brandstetter here for the defensive ability.
Yeah, that's a great point, Charlie. I think that'd be a really good decision, honestly. Like, defense right now, this is super huge, and you've got those guys inside the paint and from the arc that can hit it. So if you just sub out one for some defense, which is the main thing you need right now, I think that's a great decision, honestly, if they do that.
I think what decided the factor to leave Branson on the bench is the fact that they're trailing.
Right.
You know, they want their offensive players out there. It's the same 5 we've seen all game. You have Benagi on Crosby, in case you were wondering. They're bringing a double team on Kudrowski, but it's instantly to Crosby. Crosby goes up and is stripped. And a foul called on a loose ball. Ball was being bounced around, and they're calling Fuller for a grab on the forearm. So Crosby, the senior on the year, shoots pretty well from the free throw mark. Above 70%. Hits the first. These are big free throws. The second one rattles home. And again, Kamai Crosby comes out and Lockhart comes in for the defense.
Those free throws were huge, putting them up 3 points on the Jays. Going down into the 40-second range.
Everybody has to move kind of quick. Fuller in the corner for 3. No good. It's Bennett with the rebound on offense. Jump ball, and Liberty has possession, so it's going to stay with Liberty.
Bennett fighting for his life. What an effort by Bennett. That's huge.
We saw that last game, did we not? Against Red Peck, 2 crucial offensive rebounds. The Jays weren't able to get a shot off, or to make a shot after the rebounds, but hopefully a different story tonight. Liberty trails 3 with 30. Let's see what they opt to do. Ganovich crashes, picks up his dribble, gives it to Benagi, who instead of forcing up a shot, decides not to, gives it to Bennett. Liberty really running out of time. They're down 3. They got to do something. Only 13 left. And this has to be it. They've got to go for 3 right now. It's going to be a 3 for Bennett. Who hits it? Kai Bennett from downtown. We're going to double overtime, baby.
Kai Bennett.
There was nothing to say. The ball was being followed around. I didn't know what was going to happen. It ends up in Bennett, who's wide open from 3-point range. Oh, wow.
We need another look at that. Oh, my God. Kai Bennett.
That was absolutely beautiful.
It's so chaotic right there. And somehow that ball gets to the best player on the court, Kai Bennett.
It ends up in the perfect player's hands,
so
Brooks.
beautiful.
The perfect player to get the ball. Falls right in the
Drain
hands
that.
of Bennett, and he, give me that. That's what
On
Kai
the
Bennett's
buzzer.
saying.
Keeping the Blue Jays alive for this game. We're going into double overtime. here in Liberty.
Kai Bennett just bought the Blue Jays another life. You're clicking on this 60-60 game. You're probably thinking it's the third, fourth quarter. No, Brooks, this is double overtime in a defensive battle. So again, the same five. I think at this point it's these players. These are the guys who are playing.
Are the Panther fans still here?
Here we go.
This time the tip in overtime won by Aganovich. Bennett goes right to the rack. What a finish from Kai Bennett. No call on the foul, but Bennett completely horizontal. That was absolutely awesome. Take a look at that.
Bennett was in the air.
A missed layup from Park Hill
just
South,
put
and
that
then a rejection from Aganovich. And then another rejection from Zach Aganovich, and Liberty gets the ball again.
Here come the Blue Jays. Liberty getting that momentum now.
Jays, you got to get the ball to Bennett. Instead, it's Price who falls just short and ends up in Aganovich's hands under the basket. Jays up 4, 3 minutes left in overtime. Excuse me, double overtime.
Aganovich, great put up there. Putting the Jays up even more.
Rejected, sent away, sent into the stands. It's Zach Aganovich. Who else?
What a swat.
With authority, Brooks.
With authority. He puts himself as the big man. He is dominating on that court.
The ball inbounded and thrown away right off the hands of Crosby. And since the three-pointer from Kai Bennett, a complete switch in momentum for Liberty. So Benagi now running a point as he has all game since Benagi got stripped. Bennett went for the block, couldn't get it. Jays up 4. I was about to compliment how good of a job he's done tonight in getting the ball up the court. So 64-62.
And you see the Panthers coaches there directing the players to
And
try
it's Aganovich under the hoop. What a pass from Kai Bennett. Zachary Aganovich, another layup, and Liberty's scoring in bunches now. It's loud in the fieldhouse tonight. Crosby doesn't want the three. Aganovich guarding him. Aganovich wants nothing to do with them. Bennett under the basket. But a foul on Adam Fuller. Bennett thought he had the charge. I thought he did too, but the foul, the reach in from Fuller came too early.
great defense here by the Jays. I don't know about that call, but Panthers are going to get a line.
Gonna go to the free throw line. 2 shots for Crosby. Bennett, if you want to see what giving it your all is, take a look at Kai Bennett. He's keeled over by Coach Price at the top of your screen. Just took a blow to his gut. I'm sure he's out of breath right now. Mopping up some sweat. You know what's funny about this is I was talking to Ben earlier today. He let me know that one of the reasons he loves playing basketball is he's sleeveless. He sweats a lot. Mm-hmm. I'm sure the floor is really sweaty under there.
He had to wipe it down where he fell.
Some bird sounds. And it's beautiful. That was throwing me off. Announcing, I can't imagine what it was like for Crosby trying to shoot a free throw. So the Jays still up 4 now due to the missed free throw. Crosby going 1 for 2 from the line. 3 out of his last 4 in overtime. Liberty up 3 with the ball. 1 timeout. 1:44 left. Fuller exchanges it to Price. Bennett wants it. Kai Bennett gets it. Lovehart on him. Playing really intense defense. Now Lovehart's on Banagi. And a foul called on Jalen Lovehart. The minute I heard the whistle blow, was an immediate look at the official. Was that out of bounds on Banagi or was it a foul on Lovehart? I think that was the right call, Brooks. What do you think?
I agree. And just great selling by Banagi.
Yeah, really lay out for that. If there's some contact, you might as well. So Banagi, we said earlier his biggest free throws. I'm going to take back. I'm going to say these are his biggest free throws. A chance to extend the Jays' lead to double digits. Banagi hits the first, extends the Jays' lead to 4 points with 1:20. Let me tell you, in high school, 1:20 is not a lot of time, Brooks.
No. No shot clock.
Second one, no good. Bennett went up for the rebound, couldn't get it. It's Kajowski running the point, giving it up to Crosby. It's a three-pointer from Stacker in the corner. Buried. 66-67.
And
This game will not end.
Nope. The Panthers are pumped about that one, finding that open look in the corner. And Stacker likes that corner. We've seen a lot of threes in that corner tonight.
We have Stacker's buried a couple tonight. He's up to 19 points on the night. A player in Damon Stacker who usually averages 3.7, Brooks. He's up to 19 tonight. He's having himself a game. For Liberty, there's one player I'd say who's doing a little bit more than what you would expect out of him. I would say it's been Banagi. Took Banagi up to 12 points tonight. He's hit some clutch free throws. A player who usually averages around the 7.6-point margin. But I mean, the star of the show has been Bennett and Aganovich tonight for the Jays.
Definitely.
I mean, I can only imagine we threw up the big three graphic earlier in the fourth quarter because I thought we were running out of time to play it. And tonight, just because of an injury, it's been the big two. But I mean, you can see exactly what we're talking about. These players like to take over these games.
Yeah, I think Banagi stepped into that role really well for Mortimer.
He has. He really has. It's not complimented too much. Last time he did that, he turned it over.
True.
Banagi gives it up to Bennett. 50 seconds left. Liberty with the ball, with the lead. Just chewing clock. Banagi slipped, kept the pivot foot down, got it off to Fuller. 30 seconds left. Bennett wants the ball. He gets it, and he's slowing it down. 28 seconds left. They want to make Park Hill South foul. Where is Stacker going? I don't know. Maybe you can tell me, Brooks. If I'm calling a timeout, that's a ugly spot. All of a sudden, Park Hill South has a breakaway. Rejected by Kai Bennett. What a rejection. And he's fouled. Bennett's in a lot of pain. His knee is bleeding.
He's grabbing his hamstring, but what a rejection by Bennett. That's huge. On a fast break, comes in and swats that thing away. So medics and coaches will look at him now.
You hope it's just a cramp, as he is in a lot of pain. The cramps can be extremely painful. The athletic trainer for Liberty stretching it out. You hope he's okay. Bennett remains down, but what a play. Brandstetter better get ready to go in. That's all I'm going to say. I don't know if Bennett's going to be able to finish this one. But Kai Bennett has been phenomenal tonight. The best game I've seen him play in his life.
And Bennett waddles off the court.
Yeah. Hits this game-saving three-pointer as the clock expired to send us to double overtime. And then in double overtime, he's rejecting an opportunity from Park Hill South and their best player, Kamai Crosby. And now it's Benhagi. I'm just going to stop talking about how big these free throws are because every time he keeps going back to the line shooting even bigger free throws.
And Braden Crott comes in the game for Bennett. We got 9 seconds to go. And Benhagi nails his first one. Putting the Blue Jays up 2 points.
So Benhagi, a chance to extend the lead to 3 points. And at the very worst, force triple overtime for Liberty, and that's what he's going to do. So timeout, as I'm sure Liberty wants to give Bennett a little bit more time, but 3 points. You got to get your no three-point defense out there. Your best perimeter defenders. Who cares if they feed it inside? Because that does not matter.
What a game so far.
It does appear that Bennett was just cramping, which again is not at all a downplay. That's going to be really painful, especially in the hamstrings. Stretching out, getting some water. He's going to be back out there with the Jays up 3. And now it's Park Hill South and Kamai Crosby's turn to answer.
Hopefully, I don't think they have the same magic Bennett has, but these next 10 seconds will decide their fate. See who comes out on top and who comes out the loser.
Well, if you're Liberty right now, you're in a great spot. No fouls, and at the very worst, you're playing another overtime. You're playing some more basketball, which who doesn't want that? Ball is inbounded. It's Kudrowski bringing it up the court. Kudrowski gives it to Crosley. It's Crosby going for 3, didn't get it. And ladies and gentlemen, that's the game. And your Liberty Blue Jays have defeated the Park Hill South Panthers. And an outstanding game. The best game of high school basketball I have ever seen, without a doubt. And it would not have been possible without Kai Bennett. Brooks, tell me about that. What did we just watch from
Kai Bennett is the Jesus of this game. He is absolutely crazy with the swat, with the three-pointer, sending this game into overtime, into double overtime. What a guy, man. And we all hope he's okay.
Phenomenal stuff from Bennett. And I just want to say one thing. Bennett, Park Hill South definitely is owned by Kai Bennett. Kai Bennett runs their school as the court is stormed by the crowd. That's going to be it for tonight as Liberty wins the double overtime game 69-66. Ladies and gentlemen, that was awesome.